Yeah, I'm really pleased with the team. It's been a pretty challenging first half, of course, for all of us looking after the health and safety of our people. But the teams have lent in. I think we've got a really good organisational culture that's helped deliver some really strong results. And our brand new mine in Carrapateena, which we only finished building at the end of last year, has ramped up exceptionally well. So it's given us more confidence to increase our guidance for the remainder of this year. So really pleasing to see the way the teams have rallied together over this past 6 months.
Now, in terms of the guidance, you've upped the guidance when it comes to copper and, of course, gold. A lot of that I would be assuming is driven by the Australian side, which has been performing resoundingly well. But I wanted to touch on the Latin American division, the Carajás province. Are you concerned that the COVID situation there might get worse and that might impact not only your mines there, but also your exploration activities and everything else?
Look, we're watching and managing the COVID situation in Brazil very carefully. Today, we reaffirmed our production guidance for the full year in the Carajás, which should tell you that we're comfortable and we're confident that the teams in Brazil are managing their operations very well, and certainly looking first and foremost after the health and safety of the people that we have working in Brazil. So our operations are still performing. The development of the new satellite mine Pedra Branca is still on track. In fact, they produced their first development ore not too long ago for us. So we're watching it very carefully. The projects and the operations are progressing well, but we're spending a lot of time with people just to help them make sure they're looking after their health, their well-being, and that of their families and their network. So touch wood, going well so far, but it's in a very different place, Brazil, compared to where we're at here in Australia. So it needs careful management.
In terms of your guidance as well, a lot of the upward movement on the guidance has actually boosted your cost outlook as well, in terms of potentially or respectively your gold production really helping to drive down the costs when it does come to your copper production. You've got around about a little bit over 100,000 ounces in terms of hedged, and that's at around about 1,800 Australian an ounce. The spot price right now is US 1,800, and with everyone suggesting that we could see an even more of a rise when it does come to the gold price, are you looking to really wind down that hedging?
Look, our company position is to not hedge. So this hedge that we've got in place right at the moment is for just under half our gold stockpile, I think, this year. It was put in place a number of years ago. It was put in place because it's a low-grade stockpile and we were protecting the cost base of it. But that hedge, I think, runs out next year. So as a company policy, we're not looking to re-hedge anything else. We want exposure to the metal markets.
Andrew, good morning. Tanvi joining in this conversation. I just want to extend that point further in terms of, do you see more upside for gold prices, for copper prices? Because that would tie in to the kind of profitability you derive from increased volumes into the second half.
Yeah, look, it's very difficult, as I'm sure you're hearing from many people, to try and predict what the markets are going to look like over the coming months and the coming years. Today, copper's trading at about $6,500 a tonne, which is quite a healthy price. There is a lot of talk about downward supply coming out of South America, given some of the COVID restrictions and the reduced operating capacity of those assets. So that's strengthening the supply position. Demand is still remaining fairly healthy, remembering that demand's being driven by development in countries, white goods consumer consumption, as well as increased electric vehicle penetration, renewable energy demand. So it's really being driven across the globe. I wouldn't try and predict what the short to medium term market volatility is going to be, though. So to be frank, what we focus on are the things we can control, and that is our operating assets, keeping them in a really low cost position. And we spend a lot of time on organisational culture. So people love being here, they love working here, they lean in, they work hard, and they're highly productive. And I'd say it's that culture that's actually let us deliver the results that we have to date, and it's going to see us continue to perform well, I feel, through the second half.